Hello everybody, so it's just Pinky today, and today we're going to do all the Kanto name origins. So, this is from Bulbasaur to Mew, oh shoot, and let's get started. So, we have our first Pokemon, Bulbasaur. So Bulb is a combination of plant and Saur, which is the Greek suffix, which means lizard. Ivy is a plant, and Saur, and a Greek suffix meaning lizard. And Venusaur comes from Venus flytrap, and Saur, which is the Greek suffix meaning lizard. So Charmander comes from Char, which is to bird, and Salamander, which is amphibian. And Charmeleon comes from Char, to bird, and Chameleon, which is a lizard. And no, it's not based off of a dragon, but Charizard is with Char, to bird, and lizard, which is a reptile. Next up is the Squirtle line. And Squirtle is a combination of squirt, turtle, and turtle. I don't know where the inspiration for Squirrel comes from, but it comes from the tail, maybe. War Turtle is a combination of war, tortoise, and turtle. And Blastoise is a combination of blast, which must be the explosion coming out from its cannons, and tortoise, which is a reptile, a shell. Next up we have the Caterpie line. So Caterpie obviously derives its name from caterpillar. Metapod comes from metamorphosis, and pod, which is a cocoon. And Butterfree comes from butterfly, which obviously you can see is based off of. And free, because it has no limit. It's finally out of its stage and it can fly. Next up is Weedle, and so Weedle is based off of worm and needle. C is the needle of the sun. And Cocoon obviously comes from cocoon. And you see that Drill comes from drill. And yeah. The Pidgey line comes from pigeon. That's pretty much it. The Rat-a-tat line comes from rat, a rat-a-tat-tat, which is a knocking sound, which I don't know what it has to mean. And then Raticate is actually scary, because it comes from rat, obviously, and eradicate, which is to exterminate. Next up is Spearow and Fearow, and Spearow gets its name from spear and sparrow, and Fearow gets its name from fear and sparrow. Ekans is snake backwards, and Arbok is cobra backwards. But you can see that cobra has a C, so it has a K. Now, the mascot of the franchise and its evolution get its name from Pika, which is a small rodent, and Chu, which is speak in Japan. And Raichu is all Japanese, with Rai being thunder in Japan, and Chu being speak in Japan. Sand is the debris of rocks, and Shrew is a ruin, getting the same from Sand Shrew. And then Sand Slash gets from sand, and Slash, which means to swipe. So the Nidoran female line comes from Nido, which is 2 in Japan, Rhino, and F for the female. And Nidorina comes from Nido and Rhino, and you can tell that Nido Queen comes from Nido and Queen. After the Nidoran male, Nido, once again, 2 in Japan, Rhino, and M for the male. And then Nidorino has Nido and Rhino, and Nido King is Nido and Queen.
I totally forgot the Gatorade.
Sure. So Clefairy and Clefable. Oh, you didn't. Wait, did you get Grape?
I forgot it.
You're funny. So anyway, Clefairy comes from Clef and Fairy, because it's just a little Clefairy song, which only relates to Jigglypuff more. And Clefable is Clef, and Fable, which is a fairy tale. Get that? Because they're fairies. One of my favorite Pokemon, Ninetales and Vulpix. Here, well, this gets confusing. So Vulpine, describing foxes, and 6, because 6 tails and 6 letters. as well as contributing to Ninetales, being Ninetales and Tails, is, well, it also has 9 letters. So, she is a big connection with the 9. Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff get their names from Jiggle and Wiggle, which is a shape, and Tuff and Puff, inflated, because it's a balloon Pokemon, and Tuff, which is heart, because the most prominent stat of Wigglytuff is its HP. Zubat and Golem gets their names from Zubato, which is the sound of something being hit in Japan, which I don't know what it has to do, but it does, and Bat, and Ghoul and Bat is for Golbat. For the Oddish line, it goes odd, which is weird, because it's weird, and Radish, which is a plant. And for Gloom, it's the combination of, well, gloom, which means depressed. It may also come from bloom. And Vileplume comes from vile, which means nasty, and cluster, which is like a flower petal cluster. And Paris and Parasect get their names from Parasite, and Parasect has insect in there. Venonat and Venomoth get their names from Venom and not Moth. Diglett and Dugtrio get their names. Diglett and Dugtrio get their names from Dig and Dug, which means to remove earth, and Lit means small. It's a suffix meaning small, and trio is a group of 3 things, if you didn't already know. And, well, this is really obvious. Meow is a cat sound, and Persian is a cat breed. But that might make sense for a lowland Persian's design, since it looks more like a Siamese. This is kind of confusing, as Psyduck is a combination of Psychic and Duck, but it kind of makes sense when you think that Gold and Duck are the combination for Golduck, because gold is usually the color implanted, made with Psychic. So yeah. Mankey and Primate get their names from primate species, monkey, and prime, as well as ape and Mankey, which is how it can be spelled, because it is very worthless. So, in all, Primate's name comes from primate, and ape. Growlithe gets its name from growl, which is a gruff noise made by dogs, and lith, which is gracefully slender. And Arcanine gets its name from arcane, which means mysterious, and canine. Poliwag gets Poliwag. Poliwag is all the inspiration for the Poliwag line, as well as the last things. Wag for Poliwag, because it wags its tail. Whirl for Poliwhirl, because despite them all having circles, it looks like Poliwhirl is the most to show it. And Wrath for Poliwrath, because, well, it's a fighting type now, and it has anger. Well, it's all the same thing for this one. Abracadabra, alakazam. Abracadabra, alakazam. So next up we have the Machop line, and they all have Macho in their name, which means strong. And they each have their own things. Chop for Karate Chop for Machop, Choke to Strangle for Machoke, and Chip for Machamp. So, the Bellsprout line is up next. And the Bell is obviously a ringing device, and Sprout is blue, Weeping is sad, which makes no sense, and Bell is a ringing device, and Victory is a win, Tree is large plant, and Bell is a ringing device for this. Because they kind of look like bells.
So just let me know. All right, dude.
So,
Anyway, all right.
Tentacle, Tentacle, Cool, and Cruel are the inspiration from the Tentacle line names, as you can see. And for the final name origins for today, we have the Geodude lines. We have Geo, relating to Earth, and Dude, which is a mostly human male, despite despite they can be female or male. And Graveler obviously gets its name from gravel, which is small rocks, hence pebbles. And last up today we have Golem, which is based off of Golem, a Jewish folklore stone figure. So the next video we will be covering Ponyta, Slowbro and Slowpoke, Magnemite, and many, 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 many. Many, 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 many. Okay, I'll record the video though. So, with all that being said, like, subscribe, and become a kitty cat today. Thank you for watching. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, YouTube.